started dabbling in the oils, you were really the first one who was like, huh, this stuff's kind of cool. Let me play around with this and try different things. And I remember you drinking oregano in your water. And I was like, oh, heck no. Oregano in your water, for real? And then I remember sitting with you. We used to both be teachers together at the same school. And I remember the first time I tried a drop or two of peppermint in my water. We were at, I think, a SAD convention or something like that. And that lit me up. So it was for me, it was a little bit of a slow uptake on the oils. But once I discovered their power, I was all about them. So I was a school teacher. I think I was in my third year of teaching when Young Living was brought into our world through stocking stuffers. My mother-in-law gave us, she still gives us stocking stuffers. And so we received Thieves Blend, peppermint, and lavender in our stocking. And, they went up in medicine, if I'm honest, went up in the medicine cabinet and stayed there for a while. Because at that point, I really didn't know what to do with them. I thought it was just kind of smelly Bath and Body Works stuff. I remember smelling the lavender and being like, this doesn't smell like lavender, because I was so used to like fake sweet lavender, right? Like lavender products that didn't even have any real lavender in them. So, we all come to this from different places. We all have different journeys. I grew up in a very Western medicine family. My mom was a registered nurse, and she kind of thought that anything natural, holistic was kind of kooky, goofy. We didn't do chiropractic. We really didn't do any preventative care. It was all reactive care. And honestly, that's how most people in the US live, is in reactive care. You might be on this journey of starting preventative, or maybe you have been for a long time, and learning about these essential oils is just one further step in your journey. Or perhaps you're finding yourself at the beginning of that journey. I can remember how overwhelming, honestly, this natural health world felt to me in those beginning months. I'm the kind of person, like, once you sell me on something, I dive all in and I'm researching. I want to know all of the things about it, all of the things. And so I remember reading a ton of books on natural health, learning all about the toxins that were in literally everything that I was using, right? And feeling like, oh my gosh, I've been living this way for 25, 26 years at this point. And gosh, I've got to get this stuff out of my life. And so I always joke that Young Living oils were my gateway drug into natural living. They were the first thing that opened up my eyes to all of the things that I could be doing in my life to be more proactive about my physical health, my emotional health, to create really a healing home, a home that was free of harmful toxins. And so I will be forever grateful to Deb, my mother-in-law, mother-in-love, as we call each other, for introducing us to these products. Not only have they changed our lives in terms of physical wellness and emotional wellness. In fact, oh my gosh, I wish I could show you this picture. I just printed it off for another class. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this well, but this is me at age 18 or 19, when I was not paying attention to what I was eating. I was eating crap, honestly, eating crap, was not sleeping enough at night. Okay, so the exhaustion compiled on with like inflammation in my face. So I was taking a course, and we were supposed to find a time when we were not at our best, when we were not feeling well, emotionally, physically, mentally, right? Not at the top of our game. And we were supposed to compare it with a time when we really were feeling that. So I don't know if you guys can see this, so I'm just going to show you the difference. This was me at age 18 or 19. You can tell my skin is dull.
Wow.
Inflammation. I was probably, if we look, I probably was 10 pounds overweight, but just lots of inflammation in my face because I had no respect really for what I was putting into my body. And so once again, I am so grateful for this journey. So wherever you are finding yourself, I would say my encouragement to you would be to just continue to learn. Don't get overwhelmed like I did. You can take it one step at a time, one day at a time, switch things out one product at a time, but just move in a positive direction for yourself and for your family. That was a really long introduction. So, essential oils. All right, so I talked about this a little bit, health versus sick care. I'm assuming that most of us, if we looked at the way that our world's been handled, or at least in the US has been handled in this last year where we've been facing, a virus. I felt frustrated so many times that all we have been focusing on is covering the faces and distancing, when I feel like there could be so much more that we could be offering the world. What are you eating? What are you putting into your body? What are you supplementing with, right? How are you handling your emotions? How are you working through fears? Things like that. All of those things that would help people to have a better outcome if and when they are to face the virus. But it's not really the world that we live in right now. My hope is with all of us, and I know Erin agrees with me, with all of us continuing to be on this journey of learning wellness, that more and more we will see people thinking proactively and turning to proactive options, as opposed to feeling like they're just a victim and being in fear mode. So that's part of why I love what we do. We get to share this and we get to share hope. So I said to you guys that I kind of dove deep into this world of essential oils once I understood the power that was in them. And I can remember one day literally going through all of the cupboards in like my bathroom and in the kitchen and in our laundry room, and just throwing, this is my personality, right? I was like, it's all toxic. I don't want it in my house anymore. So just throwing bottles of everything I had that had dangerous chemicals in them into a box and taking them out to the dumpster and throwing them away. So you might be that kind of person, or you might be the kind of person who's like, we're just gonna start with like one area and we'll work on that and then we'll move to the next area. Regardless, it's totally fine. What's beautiful is that Young Living is a company that has it all. Okay, they have essential oils, they have supplements, they have personal care products, they have like skin products, they have makeup, cleaning products, for your pets, products specifically focused on children. So literally anything that you used to get for your household outside of like paper towels and toilet paper, pretty much everything I now get from Young Living, because I know that safety is utterly important to them as a company. And so that I know what we're getting and what we're putting on our skin and taking internally are things that aren't going to harm us. So very grateful for that. Grateful to have the option for my children as well. So let's just talk for a moment about essential oils. What are they? So they are the liquid extracted from plants. So if you think about when you take a leaf and you rip the leaf in half, there's that liquidy substance that oozes out from where you cut the leaf, right? That is, if you super concentrate that is the essential oil of a plant. So what does an essential oil do in a plant? Well, its purpose is to protect the plant from being attacked by things like viruses and bacteria and things like that. And so you probably know from science classes that we are very similar to plants. Okay, so we are super compatible with plants. So the fact that these oils help support plants, you can easily understand that they would also help support us. And so essential oils, if you take even the most basic common essential oil, which would probably be lavender, probably the most studied essential oil of all, it's so complex that the scientists who are studying lavender still have not discovered all of the compounds that make up lavender oil. Yet it's considered the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it can do so many things. And that's one of the beautiful things about essential oils, is that you can take one oil and you can get 10, 12, 15, sometimes more than that, uses out of that one oil. So they're super versatile. And the collection that we're talking about tonight has been carefully crafted to be something that literally will allow you to get 100 plus uses out of it. So it really becomes your wellness kit, something that you can go to use for almost anything that your family might face. Now, we have to be very careful in our language and the way that we share things. We have to work at being compliant because we're not supposed to make any claims about these products. Some of my language might be a little bit fluffier than if I were sitting with you in person and sharing like the real story of what I've done with these. So know that. And then know that we do have a class just for members. It's a members only class called Oil Underground. And that's where people are allowed to share the real story. They have to include everything, anything that they were doing outside of oils, but they can share because it's their own story. They can share the specifics of what they've been doing using oils and supplements. So know that we have that class coming up. And if you're in our LW and lifestyle group, you can find that in the events section. All right, so moving on. One thing to know about essential oils sold on the market is that they're not all created equal. If you go, it's funny because when we started with Young Living 14 years ago, there were essential oil companies, but they weren't a dime a dozen. They weren't being sold in stores and at gas stations. I've seen them at TJ Maxx, you know what I mean? Like suddenly essential oils caught on and everybody wanted a piece of it. But the problem is that most are not paying attention to quality. They're just paying attention to smell, a scent, right? Another option for candles, things like that. What's different about Young Living is the steps that we take to make sure that the consumer gets a top quality product at the end, a product that can be taken internally, a product that is going to do what it's supposed to do. Unfortunately, most of you did not have a chance to meet our founder before he passed a couple of years ago, but we had a chance many times to sit and listen to him. And if you had the opportunity, you know that he was a man of absolute passion, of integrity, a person who put quality and his customers above everything. I can remember having a conversation with our CFO, and she said that, you know, we really have too many SKUs. It's not really normal for a company to have as many products as we do, but anytime Gary comes in and looks, he asks, you know, if we're saying, oh, we should probably get rid of this product because it's not selling a lot. He says, did it sell last month? Oh yeah, we sold like 5 of them. Well, then you keep it because those 5 people needed that product. So that's the kind of founder of this company who he put people over profits. He really just wanted to help, and he's helped millions. So I want to read a list to you really quickly, just some of the things that set Young Living apart so that you can feel confident when you're hearing about essential oils companies that really Young Living is the top. They are the one that other companies compare themselves to. Here's just some of the reasons. So the plant material is grown on corporately owned farms or carefully vetted partner farms. And you can go and visit some of these farms. We've been able to visit farms in Utah and Idaho, farms in partner farm in Hawaii, one in Australia, one in Ecuador, one in France, and in Croatia. So we've been able to see the practices at each of these farms. We've been able to talk to the farmers. We've been able to talk to distillers and really get a good feel for what is happening on all locations. And it is amazing that the steps that they go to get the best quality oil. They have sustainable farming and sourcing practices. They take great care to preserve and protect natural resources. They do hand weeding on their fields. That's the big deal, guys. They do hand weeding and use 0 pesticides. They use food grade distillers with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods. This is really important. They use low pressure and low temperature distillation without the use of solvents or any synthetic chemicals. They rigorously test each batch by internal labs as well as third-party labs. And I'll tell you, There have been several times that since we've been members with Young Living, that they rejected batches that they got from partner farms because when they tested it, it didn't test right. It smelled fine. Like, as the consumer, we would have received this batch of oils and we would have smelled it and said, oh yeah, yep, that's helichrysum. But the constituents of it weren't where they should be for it to do what it's supposed to do. So they wouldn't sell it. They would rather take a hit on the bottom line than sell a product that's going to be inferior. So those are some of the pieces that we love about Young Living. There's a thousand things more to love, but that's just a handful. All right, so let's talk about how you use essential oils. What are the different ways? Okay, 3 ways: topically, aromatically, and internally. So topically, for example, if I was experiencing a little bit of head tension, I might rub a drop of oil on my head, around my hairline, behind my neck, maybe drop a couple drops, on top of my head and just rub it in that way. That would be a topical application of the oil. All right. One thing to be aware of, especially if you're brand new to essential oils, is to make sure that you're diluting them with a carrier oil, not water, with a carrier oil. So this could be olive oil, coconut oil, any good quality cooking oil you could use to help in that way. And the reason I say this is some people have more sensitive skin than others. I can use all of the oils in this starter collection on my skin undiluted. That's the other name for that is neat if you're not diluting it. So I can use them neat on my skin, no problem at all. But my daughter, for example, she's 8, and we still can't put thieves on her without diluting it. We can't put DiGi's on her without diluting it, or Panaway in the kit, because she has really sensitive skin. So we will either put it on the bottom of her feet without diluting, and she's fine that way, or I'll just take just a dab of coconut oil, mix it with a little bit of the essential oil, and then rub it on location. If for some reason when you're applying topically, it does burn or it does itch, once again, just take a little bit more of a carrier oil and add that on top instead of putting water on it. Water drives the oils in faster and it actually will make it burn more. So you never want to try to like wash off the oil. You just want to use a carrier oil and that'll calm it quickly. So there's nothing to be afraid of. It just depends on how sensitive your skin is. And you'll find quickly which ones you can do without diluting and which ones you need to dilute. So aromatically, Young Living sells a number of different beautiful diffusers. You actually get to choose between 2 of the diffusers at that entry point with this 12 oil starter kit. And then if you want to upgrade, you can do that as well. But I love, love, love the idea of having a diffuser in the home. Really, we have a diffuser in every room in our home. But specifically in that open central area of your home where when you walk downstairs in the morning, you can throw an oil into the diffuser and really set the tone for your day. If you look into plugins or some of those commercial sprays for homes, or even candles, lots of toxic ingredients in them. And think about this. This was really eye-opening to me when I first learned this, that the air quality in our homes is, I can't remember how many times worse, but significantly worse than the air quality outside of the home. So we often think about pollution and the things we're experiencing outside, but the things we use in our home make the air quality worse. So if you think about using a plug-in in your home or a candle, you're in an enclosed space and all of those chemicals are going and recirculating in the air, and then you're breathing them in. Remember that anytime you can smell something, it's because those molecules are going in through your nose, right? And traveling into your body. So we want to be very careful about what we are allowing into our homes. So with essential oils, Young Living essential oils, you can know that you are safe in using these, that you're going to get only benefits emotionally, physically. I love that. That's something that I'm diffusing in the air to smell good is also benefiting my health. Love that, love that. And there is a bazillion and one combinations of oils that you can use in your diffuser. I love that too, that every day from the community that we have, I'm learning of different combos that people are enjoying. And so I get to try new combinations all of the time after 13 years, truly. So aromatically. And then they're great for sleeping. Throwing an oil in your diffuser by your bed that's a calming oil to go to sleep is wonderful. Same thing for our kiddos. We always put the diffuser on in our kids' room at night just to set that bedtime routine. And then internally, there's a number of oils that Young Living sells that are called vitality oils. That means that they are labeled for internal use. You will know it's a vitality oil if you look on the screen bottom right. You'll see that white bottle with the little yellow on it and it says lemon on it. That is a vitality oil because it's labeled that way. So basically the FDA says you can't have two things that, you can't have one product that you can put on aromatically and take internally. They say that's not okay. So we had to redo things through Young Living and have a topical line and an internal line. Here's what you can know. So there's also a topical lemon oil. It's going to look different. The label's going to be yellow on it instead of white. But know that you can take that lemon oil internally if you choose. I'm not telling you to because it's not labeled that way. You'll have to make that own decision for yourself. But know that it's the same oil in both bottles, regardless of whether it has a white label or yellow. Same thing with lavender. There's a vitality lavender, and then there's, as you can see on the screen, a purple label lavender. Same thing with the frankincense. There's a vitality frankincense, and then kind of that orangey red labeled frankincense. So a lot of the oils that Young Living sells, they sell the vitality variety of them as well. If there is a vitality, then its counterpart in the colored label is also safe because it's the same oil. All right. Why would you take oils internally? You can put them in your Ningxia Red in the morning. You can put them in capsules and take them to just like support your immune system. I took some internally today. I had some onions for lunch and then I went and got a facial. And I felt really bad for my facial lady. And she uses oils. And I said, hey, do you have any peppermint on you? And she said, I do. So I just dropped a couple of drops of peppermint right into my mouth so that I wasn't breathing onion breath on my facial lady. So lots of different reasons why you can do oils internally or why you might decide to. What's interesting is that I also like shoved down my lunch today because I was running late and I was trying to get to her quickly. So I ate really quickly on the way there and got there, and my stomach was a little upset because I don't usually eat fast like that. And the peppermint totally calmed that too. So how about that? Double duty. All right. I'm going to ask you guys a question before we move on. So we talked about the seed to seal promise and all of the things that sets Young Living apart, as opposed to just like going and picking up an oil from a gas station. So what was something that I talked about regarding the seed to seal process, or the things that Young Living does to make sure you get a quality oil that was surprising to you or that you appreciated? You just want to put one thing in the chat. We're going to be giving away a few $20 product credits tonight. So in the chat, go ahead and answer that question. Erin is going to be randomly selecting one of you to win, and then we'll announce that the next time I ask a question. All righty. So I'll give you a moment there. I'll go to the next screen while you guys are getting your answers in. Okay. So we're going to start off with lavender. Like I said, it is called the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it has so many uses. Obviously, a very calming, relaxing essential oil, very de-stressing, and it really is all things skin. So if you have any sort of skin issue going on, lavender would be a good one to go to apply and to see what kind of results you get with that. Also, if you've been out in the sun too long, or if you pick up something hot off of the stove accidentally, lavender is the one to put on that area right away. It's amazing how it helps to just soothe the skin in those kind of situations. We'll leave it at that. Fun fact, lavender vitality supports I never say this right, integumentary. So like your skin, right? Skin, nails, all of that stuff is the integumentary system. The nervous system, the cardiovascular system, when taken as a dietary supplement. So those three systems, it's really good. All right. I love, well, I'll tell you this. I can remember 3 or 4 times where I have gone not thinking and picked something up off of the stove when it was still really hot. And I knew that my skin was going to be very angry about that. And so I just took a drop of lavender and put it right on. And then I did it, maybe another 10 minutes or so later, did the same thing, did that 2 or 3 times. And it's amazing how it just completely calmed what was going on with my skin. So love that. I also love putting lavender in my bath water. So I'll take just like a half a cup to a cup of Epsom salts. I'll put 4 or 5 drops of lavender in it, sprinkle it at the bottom of my bathtub and let the water run on that. So nice, soothing, relaxing bath before bed just gets you in the right space to be able to fall asleep easily. All right. Frankincense. So frankincense, I smile because when I first got my starter kit in 2007, frankincense was one of the oils that came in it then. And I did not like the smell of frankincense at all when we first started. And it's so interesting. Those of you who use oils, I'm curious how many of you have fallen in love with some oils that you, upon first smelling them, did not like. Any of you? Like you didn't like an oil at all, and now you're like, this is so good. I can't get enough of it. I can take the frankincense and just like hold it up to my nose and just breathe deeply. If you grew up in the Catholic Church, you know the smell of frankincense because they often burn frankincense in Catholic churches. I didn't have that experience. I didn't grow up Catholic, but I remember when friends would come over who were Catholic, they'd be like, your house smells like church. So anyway, frankincense is super calming, comforting. It's a very grounding oil. So if you're feeling a little frantic, a little bit anxious, this is a great one to use. Also good for uplifting. So if you're just feeling a little bit discouraged or down, frankincense is a good emotionally balancing oils. I will tell you that I would say it is the coveted skin oil. This is a more expensive oil. So obviously when you get it in your starter kit, you're getting 12 oils and you're getting them for a phenomenal price. But when you go to replace frankincense, it's a more expensive oil as opposed to some of the others. So it's one that I reserve for like special things. And I think my skin is special. I want to try to prevent as many wrinkles as possible. So this is one that I'll use like in my moisture cream at night. I'll add a drop or 2 and just rub it all over my face for skin. So that's frankincense. Frankincense vitality supports a healthy immune system, respiratory system, and there's that word again, system, when taken internally as a dietary supplement. How do you say that, Erin? Integumentary? Integumentary? Okay. Anyway, so frankincense, I once heard somebody say, okay, so here's the deal, like a little bit of the science of essential oils. On our cells, there's all of these receptor sites, right? So essential oils help to clean the receptor sites on our cells so that we have better intercellular communication, but also specific essential oils fit into different sites on the cells. And so I heard somebody say once, I think that frankincense is one of those oils that literally fits like lock and key with every single like entry point on a cell because it can do so many things. It's a little bit like lavender in that it's very versatile. So if you don't know what oil to use, first 2 to try would be lavender and frankincense. See what kind of results you get with those. Okay. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say about frankincense is that it's a really good brain oil. So it's amazing for focusing, like devotional time in the morning. Sometimes I'll take frankincense and just breathe it in as I'm focusing. So, even for your kids with like studying and things like that, frankincense is a good one to try out. Okay, Panaway. So Panaway is a blend. So we have single oils that come in the starter collection and we have blends. So blends are made up of multiple single oils. So Panaway has peppermint, wintergreen, clove, and an oil called helichrysum in it. So it's those 4 oils that make up the blend of Panaway. As the name suggests, pain. Okay, so think about discomforts. This would be one to go to for any kind of discomfort, as you can imagine with like peppermint and wintergreen, right? Think about like Biofreeze or Bengay or anything like that where you would use it to like soothe muscles. This is the one that you would use for that. What I love about this is that if you turn over the label of Biofreeze, Okay, you're going to see the active ingredients methyl salicylate and menthol. Okay, and it's going to give you a percentage of what those active ingredients are. But in Panaway, because it is just the plant, it's just the oil distilled from the plant, those active ingredients are at higher percentages than what you would get in a store-bought product. Plus, Panaway doesn't have the fillers. If you look at BioFreeze, you're going to see other like filler ingredients, other junk that's in it that you don't get when you're just using the straight oil. So I love that you can go to the purest, most potent form of getting relief from discomfort. So here it says refreshing and invigorating, cools the skin, all things muscle. I just started back on a training program after kind of a lazy year in terms of workouts, and really happy to have my muscle supporting oils during that process. All right.
Well, can we announce, we'll announce winner number one.
Yes, go for it.
Is Anitra Morin. So congratulations to you. We'll need you to fill out the Google form, which I will grab and post in the chat box.
Okay.
Congratulations. And the second question?
I don't have it quite yet because it goes with one of the oils.
Okay,
but
perfect.
We'll get there in a minute.
Okay.
All right, so Raven. Raven is another blend of oils. This one, it smells a little bit eucalyptusy and a little bit like Vicks, kind of that Vicks smell a little bit. If you're trying to figure out the scent, what else would you add to that, Aaron? What other kind of smells do you pick up in Raven?
I usually say eucalyptus as well. Yeah.
It does.
It's got winter. Does it have wintergreen in there too?
It has wintergreen and it has lemon in it. Eucalyptus radiata, peppermint, and Ravensara. Okay, so this is a great one to diffuse when there's people in your house whose immune system is needing a little bit of support. Maybe their respiratory system is needing a little bit of support. Great one to throw in the diffuser. Great one to make a chest rub out of. Take a little bit of coconut oil, mix it with a drop or two of Raven, and just rub it on the chest. I would caution with children who are small, like 3, 4, and under, to only put it on the feet, dilute and put on the feet, because it has that peppermint in it. Peppermint can be overwhelming to underdeveloped lungs because it's very, very potent. So just better safe than sorry. Put it on the feet if you're going to use this on small children, and make sure you're diluting. So cooling and comforting, promotes deeper breathing. Great, another great one for like working out, just to help open up the lungs and breathe deeply. It is very refreshing and very invigorating. I love this when my back is just needing a little bit of support. Maybe I'm a little bit under the weather. My immune system's needing a little bit of support, and I just want something gently rubbed over my back. I'll have Andy do a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of Raven, and that's just very comforting and soothing, if you know what I mean. All right, so we're gonna move on to Valor. Valor is another blend, and this blend has black spruce in it, blue tansy, camphorwood, geranium, and frankincense. And so it's what I love about the oils. Remember, we talked about versatility, emotional and physical support. So Valor is one that I used for my kiddos for bumps, like they'd fall down and hit their heads. My daughter was like the queen of always having goose eggs from falling down and bumping her head. And so Valor is one that I would use afterwards to soothe the skin, to calm her skin down. But also it was emotionally supportive. So think about that. I mean, think about how most of us grew up, where it was just like pop a pill, or you know what I mean? Like whatever it was when we were dealing with something. And our children, those of you who are now using these oils, if you have children with your kids, they're growing up taking something to help, but that's also positively impacting them emotionally. So Valor was created, it got its name because in archives in Rome, the founder of our company, he found this recipe for the Roman soldiers when they would go into battle. They would cover themselves in this blend, and it helped to promote feelings of courage. So that's why it's called Valor. So when we breathe essential oils in, it goes to the amygdala in our brain, which is our emotional center. So they can have a profound impact on things like stress and anxious feelings and thoughts, and the blues, things like that. And so not only can you get physical support using Valor, you emotional support. One of the coolest experiences I remember with Valor is if you've ever been to the chiropractor and like they check your feet to see, if one is shorter than the other, if your hips are off or whatever, you can actually take Valor and hold the bottom of somebody's feet. And just with the Valor and holding the feet alone can get that same sort of evening out of the feet. I had that done to me. And I went from being like a half an inch off on one foot to them completely balancing out. So it's interesting. Valor's a balancing oil. It's great for the electrical system of the body. It's a great one to apply before applying other oils, because once your electrical system is balanced, it's easier for the other oils to work well. So that's Valor. I love it. It's a very, very calming oil. And as it says here, fun fact, Valor is the first oil in the Great Day Protocol lineup created by the late Young Living founder, Gary Young. So I'll just tell you, if you want those 4 oils really quickly, it's Valor, Joy, Harmony, and White Angelica. White Angelica. So you can look up the Great Day Protocol. You'll find, if you Google it, you'll be able to find how to apply those 4 oils. Oh, and question. Okay, so Valor. So I want to know, what would you use Valor for? So what is, they say that public speaking is people's biggest fear, right? What is your biggest fear? Go ahead and put that in the chat. What's your fear? What would you use Valor for? Give you a second there, and then we will move on. Okay. So peace and calming. This was one of my first favorites. So not too long after we started using the oils, I moved from teaching junior high reading to high school English. So I was at a new school, new curriculum, everything was new. And I was a little bit of a stress ball that first semester, just trying to keep it all together. And I remember every morning driving to school, I would have the peace and calming out and I would just be sniffing it, and I'd bring it in with me and I'd keep it on my desk and just smell it and apply it throughout the day, because I found that peace and calming for me was, as the name suggests, super calming. So it creates a peaceful environment. This might be a really nice one to diffuse in the mornings, especially if your mornings tend to be a little bit chaotic. Everybody running around, rushing, trying to, everything done before people are off to work or off to school or whatever. It really is a chill oil and can set the tone for your mornings. One thing to note, because peace and calming contains citrus oils, it's considered a photosensitive blend. This means that if you apply it on exposed skin and then you go out into the sun for a while, you could get a burn in that area. So know that any of the citrus oils, you just want to be careful not applying them on exposed skin if you're going to be out in the sun for a while. Now, if you're just going in and out, like between stores, or you're just taking a quick walk around the block, you're going to be okay. But if you're going to be out for an hour or 2 hours or whatever, you don't want to have any of those citrus oils on exposed skin. Okay. Stress away. So this is another one. I would say in some ways it's similar to peace and calming, not in terms of the smell. They do have very distinct smells. Stress Away has vanilla and lime, as well as lavender and cedar wood. But it's also a very calming, de-stressing blend. This one smells a little more perfume-like to me. So I love wearing this one as a perfume. What's lovely about this one is it can help reduce mental tension and stress, emotional tension and stress, but also physical tension and stress. So this is when you can rub it on your shoulders, and you might find that it helps to release some of the tension in your shoulders as well as the emotional tension that you're feeling. So beach-like aroma, relaxing and calming, relieves occasional stress and tension. Okay, and so same thing with this one, because it contains citrus oils, it's considered photosensitive. So once again, just if you're going to be out in the sun for a long time, you don't want it on exposed skin. Oh, and I think we have another question here. Yes. Okay.
And the winner of question number 2 is Candace. And I don't know your
Yay,
last.
Candace.
Do I know your last name, Candace? But I put the Google Doc in the comments. So Anitra and Candace, if you'll fill that out, and the next couple winners as well.
Awesome. Okay. And so our next question, okay, so stress away, you think about vacation, right? Like no stress, like beach vacation, whatever. So I want to know, where is your dream vacation? If you could go anywhere, where would you go for vacation? Go ahead and throw that into the chat. I want to know, Erin, while they're throwing some of those in, because I can't see it because I have this pulled up, but what were some of the greatest fears?
Fears when I'm alone with the boys overnight, that someone's going to break in. Fear of losing a loved one. Valor helped a son who was afraid of going to the dentist.
Awesome.
Fear before a call or a video. Fear before aerial yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fear of confronting people.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank
fear
you guys
of snowboarding.
For sharing those. Was that you? Fear of snowboarding?
Yeah.
You redeemed that. Okay. All right, so let's move on. How are we doing on time? Okay. Lemon. So lemon vitality, remember I told you guys that the vitality oils are the ones that are labeled for internal use, okay? So lemon vitality supports the immune system, provides circulatory support, contains antioxidant and cleansing properties. I love putting this one in my water, one, because I end up drinking more water because it makes the water just taste more palatable, okay? If you aren't familiar with putting essential oils in your water, it's like, because it's not the juice of the lemon, so it's not gonna be sour. It's from the rind, so it's just gonna have that essence of that lemon flavor. And it really does just make the water taste better. And what I love about it is that it is cleansing. So lemon oil is great for the liver, for the gallbladder, great for the kidneys, right? Think about detoxifying. So it's a good one to just be in the habit of using on a daily basis. Yeah, so love that. I also love this in a very practical way. If you have small kids, it's great for, getting crayon off the wall, permanent marker off of whiteboards, gum out of hair, lots of different ways. It's a natural gooby gone. So it's a nice way to, without having to, once again, use toxic chemicals, get things off. Oh, I love it for getting like stickers off. You buy a mirror or a picture frame or something like that, and there's a sticker on it, just a drop or two of lemon, and it takes it right off. So love that. And then I also love cooking with lemon oil. I'll put it in dressings, marinades. I've done it in frostings, in muffin mixes, lots of different things that you can do with lemon in the kitchen as well. All right. Peppermint. And guys, you need to know that there are so many more ways to use these oils. We're giving like a few uses for each of them as we go through this. This class could be hours if we went through all of the ways and shared stories of how we've been using these oils. So I just want to give you really quickly a website that I used a ton when I first started using the oils. You might want to write this down. It's oil-testimonials.com. Erin, would you throw that in the chat for them? Oil-testimonials.com. And you can go there, you create a username and password, and then you can search through hundreds of testimonials. You can just throw in an oil and it'll pull up all the testimonials related to that oil. Or you can look up, symptomatically, throw something in that you're dealing with and see what people are using. So oil-testimonials.com. All right. Peppermint vitality. Peppermint was one of my first favorites. I already told you that you can use it if you have onion breath because you ate something and then you're going to be really close to somebody, and it works really well. Peppermint is really strong. So this is one, there's caution with using this with young children, once again, because the peppermint fumes can overwhelm underdeveloped lungs. So once again, feet and diluting are a safer place on children if you're going to use peppermint. For adults, once again, some people's skin more sensitive, others not so much. So if you're using peppermint on the skin, you might want to start by diluting it first and seeing how you do with that. This is one that I just put on straight. When I took it today in my mouth, it was like 2 or 3 drops in my mouth. It lights you up, but then it works really well. So in terms of taking it internally, like I said, you can just put it on your tongue or you can put it in a capsule. There's a combo that's really great, and 3 of the oils in this combo are in the starter collection. So peppermint, lemon, and lavender. Okay. And then the one that's not in it is copaiba. But this combo is great when things are like blooming outside and your nose is feeling a little itchy. Okay. I can't say the word, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe you're feeling a little bit, your nose is feeling a little inflamed perhaps. Anyway, those 4, few drops of each of them in a capsule is really great for just calming things down. So I'll say them again: peppermint, lavender, lemon, and copaiba. Copaiba is how some say it. Anyway, so some fun things to do with peppermint in the kitchen. I never bake a batch of brownies anymore without throwing some peppermint oil into the batter. If I'm doing just like a square thing of brownies, I'll put like 4 drops in. If I'm doing, a big rectangular one, I'll do 6 to 8 drops in. You can make peppermint hot chocolate by just adding a drop to the hot chocolate. You can do a peppermint tea, right? If you think about what is peppermint tea, it's the leaves of the plant and water. This is just a more potent form of this because this is coming from the leaves, but it's the concentrated oil. So 1 drop in some hot water with a little bit of honey, you're gonna have a really strong peppermint tea that's gonna help clear you out, especially if you're feeling like your immune system is needing a little support, you've got some stuff going on. It's a great one to use to support. It's also really good for digestive stuff. So once again, taking it internally or rubbing it on your stomach, great way to use it in that way. All right, that's peppermint.
Question 3 winner is Nicole Caro. So
Okay.
Congratulations to you. Again, fill out that Google Doc, if you will. Thank you.
Awesome. Congrats, Nicole.
And Nicole is going to go to Hawaii.
Yes. Yeah, you are. That's a great place to go. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we're just talking about peppermint brownies. Brownies are my weakness. If I have brownies in the house, and they have to be a certain kind, like they can't be the real cakey brownies. They have to be kind of like the soft, gooey brownies. But if those are sitting around, I literally have no control. So I want to know, Carrie, I know you don't eat any desserts, so you might not be able to answer this question. You can say what you do for a special treat. But what is your favorite dessert? Favorite dessert? Go ahead and throw that into the chat. Give you a minute there and then we'll continue. Okay. So Digest Vitality. I'm going to be real honest with you guys. This is just personal opinion. I don't love the smell of Digest. I never have. I don't know if I ever will. But this is one of the oils where you use it because it works. Okay. So let me just read to you what is in Digest, and that'll probably kind of give you an idea of what it smells like. Some people love it. My mom loves this oil, the smell of it. I don't care for it. Okay, here's what's in it. Tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. Okay, if you like all of the smells, and you're probably going to love Digest, if there's a few of those scents that you're like, not so sure about, might not be your favorite. All right, but I'll tell you, this is the best thing for any sort of digestive thing you have going on. It's an amazing digestion support. Okay, so once again, you see pictured here some little capsules. You can get these through Young Living, the little veggie capsules. You can pick some up at your local health food store too, whatever. And so then you just fill that capsule up with the Digest and you can take it internally. All right. So you can also just rub it straight on your stomach. and it can help that way. Amazing. I have too many stories. I'll tell one quick story. My uncle is I can say musician. He's actually a musician too, but he's a magician in Branson, Missouri. So if you've ever been to Branson, if you saw any magic shows, you might have seen my uncle. So he's as any magician would be, he's a really big personality. And we went out to visit him. It was quite a few years ago now. It was my husband and my dad and my son were all there. And my uncle decided that it was late at night. It was after one of the shows. The shows go late. So we were eating really, really late at night. The Walmart was open. He said, hey, there's these great like take and bake pizzas that Walmart sells. They're great. You know, he's talking them up and we're kind of like, Walmart pizzas. Okay. So he goes and gets a pizza for us, throws it in the oven. We eat it. We're up late talking. And all of a sudden I say, gosh, my stomach's not really feeling well. And then like a course of like, yeah, mine neither. So we were all feeling sick, which we realized we were all dealing with some food poisoning from the pizza that we had just eaten a few hours before. So right away, I grabbed the Digest. I was putting it in my mouth. I was putting it on my stomach. I was doing the same thing on my son's stomach. My dad was taking it. My husband was taking it. Well, my uncle was not really a fan of the oils. He was kind of like making fun of them. And he and his wife didn't feel like they needed to use the oils. So they didn't. And guess who was up puking in the bathroom all night long? It wasn't the four of us. So that's just one story. I love kind of telling that because it was just kind of a humorous look at really how the oils do help in those kind of situations. So anytime you need digestive support, Digest is a great one to go to. All right, let's scroll quickly through the rest of these. Citrus Fresh. This one is a great alternative to lemon in your water. It's also a great one to diffuse because it has several different citrus oils in it, as well as a little spearmint. So it's kind of got that citrusy, minty smell going on together. So it's lovely in the diffuser. Invigorating and uplifting, all of the citrus oils are. Supports overall wellness. Once again, contains antioxidants and cleansing properties. Okay, so with any of the citrus oils, you want to be sure that you're putting them in glass if you're drinking them, because citrus oils are very detoxifying and they can start to eat the plastic. So if you put it in a plastic cup, it's going to start to eat away at that plastic. So you always want to make sure that if you're going to be ingesting something that you're putting it in a glass container, or stainless steel is fine as well. All right. Come on. Why isn't it going? All right, Thieves. You already heard me talk about Thieves being one of the first oils that we got when we started with the oils. Funny name, got its name from thieves during the times of the bubonic plagues who were stealing stuff off of the dead bodies, and they were not getting sick. So in exchange for a lesser sentence, they were asked to give up their secrets when they were caught, and they were spice traders, and they were covering themselves in a similar blend of aromatics, and it was promoting wellness, promoting their immune systems, and so they were able to avoid getting what the other people were dying from. So Thieves is an amazing immune system support. I'll tell you, when we first started using the oils, my immune system was shot. I needed a lot of support, and Thieves was one of those that really did it for me. In fact, Thieves was the one that opened up my eyes to the power of essential oils. So I'm super grateful to Thieves specifically. Once again, you can put this in your mouth. It is pretty spicy, so you can put it in capsules if you would rather do that. You can make a tea with it, kind of like I was explaining with the peppermint, where you just put a drop of Thieves, a little bit of honey, a little bit of hot water, drink it down, soothing to the throat. So that's Thieves. This is one that we, especially during winter times, like to put on our kids' feet at night just to help support their immune systems. All right. Great one to diffuse too when there's people in your house who are needing a little immune support. All right, so we talked about all of the oils. Quickly, just going to talk about a few other sample type things that come in the starter collection. You're going to get 2 of these little sachets. You see them at the bottom there, not the bottle, but the little sachets at the bottom. 2 of those come in the starter kit for you to try. You're going to want to shake those up, stick them in your refrigerator, and then when you go to drink them, shake them up and take them. I would suggest taking one day and take another one the next day. when we first started using the oils, Nature Red was something that I was hearing talked about a lot. It is an energy supporting antioxidant drink. The wolfberry, which is in this, is an amazing superfood, literally supports every organ system of the body. When I started drinking this, I wasn't sure that I was noticing anything. And I came home and told my husband after probably 2 weeks or so of drinking it that I wasn't sure I was noticing anything. Remember, I was a school teacher at the time when we started using these. And he said, "Are you kidding? You're not coming home and saying you're tired anymore." And I was like, "Oh yeah, because I'm not." So it was just, filling in those nutritional gaps, giving me more even energy so that I felt good throughout the entire day. I also found that the combination of the thieves and this was supporting my immune system so well that I went from having to take a day or two off taking a day off every month or two teaching to, I went 7 more years only taking 2 days off because my immune system was in such good shape. So really grateful for Nature Red. It's something that we have drank consistently daily. I barely miss a day for the last 13 plus years. So that's Nature Red. You're going to get to sample that. And this is what I always tell people, this is your next purchase. Like, you want to do this for yourself. You want this to be a part of your life. So that's Ningxia. You're also going to get these two little, too fast. Goodness. There we go. So Thieves hand sanitizer and Thieves spray. Thieves hand sanitizer, just as you would think, it is sanitizing your hands, and it doesn't have all of the junk in it that some of those commercial hand sanitizers have. It's not sticky like some of the others or drying to your hands, not irritating, and it smells really good. And then the Thieves spray is something that you can take with you just when you're not sure about surfaces, if they're clean. Like sometimes, I'll spray down like a cart handle or where I'm sitting to eat. If it doesn't seem like it's really clean, I'll just kind of spray it down really quickly. I have even been known, this is off-label use, I've been known to spray it in my mouth if my throat was needing a little support. I'm not recommending, I'm just saying I have done that. Okay, so moving on. All right, getting the best deal. Okay, so we love when our Young Living order comes every month, okay, because we have prioritized in our we've prioritized in our family supporting our health. And so Young Living is really the company that we go to get all of the things that are supporting our health. So 2 things I want to share with you. The collection, the oils collection, it comes like this in a kit like this. Okay, you're going to get those 12 oils. You open this up, looks like that. And then you don't want to miss that underneath, you have to pull this up, and there's another 2 oils along with the Ningxia Red and the 2 Thieves products, okay? So you get that, and then you get the choice of one of 2 diffusers. My favorite is the Desert Mist diffuser. It's beautiful. I don't have it in here right now, so I can't show you. But anyway, so if you were to piece together the 12 oils, the Ningxia, the Thieves, and that diffuser, you're looking at over $300 worth of products, which is worth it, because when you look at all of the different uses that you can get out of them and just the safety of knowing that you're using healthy, clean products, it's worth it. But Young Living has made it really easy for people like you and me to get started at a lower price point. So they have put together that collection, they have way discounted it, and so you can get the collection for $165. What's beautiful about that, you're getting all of those oils, you're getting the diffuser and those other products, but also it's giving you your wholesale membership. So you don't have to pay extra for the wholesale membership. When you get your kit, it's automatically there for the next year. As long as you spend $50 each year, you're going to keep it from year to year to year. Okay. So we love that wholesale pricing gives you 24% off anytime you go to purchase any products from Young Living. So the next thing I want to share with you, I don't have a slide for it. So Young Living has a customer loyalty program. Right now it's called Essential Rewards. They're going to new platforms. So you're going to see that wording change a little bit to more like a subscribe and save scenario. But basically what happens is when you, instead of getting personal care products and your supplements and whatever from stores, when you order from Young Living and have it shipped to you every month, you can piece together whatever you want. You don't have to have the same order every month. It can be different every month. As long as you can piece together 50 PV, which is point value, and that's generally equal to dollar amount before tax and shipping. When you do that and order through Essential Rewards, you're gonna get for the first 3 months, 10% back that goes into an account to use on free product. And after 3 months, it's gonna be 20%. So every time you order through Essential Rewards, or this subscribe to save, as it will be called, you're getting 20% back. And then after 2 years of doing Essential Rewards or subscribe to save, 25% back. All right. So it's an amazing way to build up points to be able to redeem and get more free product from Young Living of your choice. So we love, love, love that. On top of that, they send you loyalty gifts along the way for being a loyal customer of Young Living. And you know that you're always going to have the products that you need in your house to have a healing home. So grateful to have you all here. Do we have the announcement for the 4th winner?
Yeah, the fourth and final winner was Trevi McCall. So congrats, Trevi. If y'all will fill out that document or the Google Doc, that'd be awesome. And then we can make sure we get product credits to you.
And I am 3 minutes late. So we are transitioning right now. If you're wanting to learn a little bit about the business side of Young Living, we're going to do about 20 minutes just looking at how you can pay for your products, or 2, how you can make a part-time income with Young Living, or 3, if you're wanting to take it a step further, how you can make a full-time income. So we're just going to look at that. It's going to be a very brief overview, and we will start that as soon as I get the new PowerPoint up. Thank you so much, Erin, for
you did awesome. Thanks everybody for being here.
Thank you. Okay. Let me see.